And so many of our young boys marched away to an unknown fate. It was a call of duty, a call that could not be ignored, a responsibility that would not be laid aside. It is in these times like these when we find that the only thing that binds people together in the midst of hardship is love. Soldiers who left parents, siblings, wives, and sweethearts at home found comfort in jotting down a few thoughts each day and sending them off, that they might fall under the eyes of those that they held dear. As a way to continue to share life despite the circumstances that had fallen upon it.
You think the Army could afford to give us better cots?
Honestly, Sergeant Hayes, I really expected something better than this. The sun does not rise, and the moon does not set. Honestly, without my thoughts resting on your sweet face.
That's great! The sun does not rise and the moon does not set without my thoughts. How about I say, you're beautiful instead of sweet face? You think that would be good?
But whatever you want, after all, it's your letter.
Fine.
How's your letter coming, Sergeant Hayes? Need any sweet words for your woman to treasure? Real letters you can put under a pillow and dream over.
No, I don't need your words. I'm quite capable of marking down a few feeble thoughts that will fall under the eyes of my Mary Beth. However, as for the rest of you, it appears you've never given a thought to your own hearts and what you really mean. Might do you some good to think on it a while. It's not every day that men like us have to pack up and leave our families for what we believe and hold dear. And one thing is for sure, those things that I hold dear are a lot more important than sweet-sounding sentences that mean nothing.
Excuse me, Sergeant Hayes, I didn't mean anything by it. I suppose when I help these other fellows write to their sweethearts, I'm only thinking about writing to my own. If I have one.
Say, what you got? What you writing there anyways? My dear Susan, not a day has passed since I've
It's to his wife, Benny. You know Will writes to Susan every Sunday and every other day for that matter.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. Hey, I got a question for you. Why is it that you're always helping us write letters back home? Why? I know you ain't got a sweetheart. Why don't you at least write to your family or something?
Well, when I was just a kid, my father and my mother died. Don't give me that cold.
Well, you know, you could always write to my sister if you're looking for someone to write to.
Thanks, just might take her up on that. But Will over there has already offered to have his sister write to me. You know, sometimes a fellow likes to write to someone. A nice girl.
That's right. Has Helen written to you yet, Hudson? I told her about you well over 2 months ago. Surely you should have gotten a letter by now. I've already gotten 3. And in the first one she said she'd sent one off to you already.
No. Must have gotten lost in the mail or something.
Oh, maybe. Good night, guys. You know, it sure is hard to find a good woman.
Yeah, sure is right lucky when you do find one. I was just thinking.
Well, you stick to thinking. It's a whole lot cheaper, just about as much fun.
You know what? I think you need to go to bed.
Good night.
Good night, Benny. Stay out there.
In any normal circumstance, it would seem so very strange to be writing someone I've never met. But somehow I feel like I've known you all my life. At night when I stroll through the valley and look out over the dark sky, I know that it is you looking up at the very same stars that I am. And somehow, I feel a heavenly connection to you. I feel as if you are merely across the mountain or in the next town. Even though you and my brother are thousands of miles away, they seem to fade, and somehow I see your smiling face among the starry night. It is as if you are here, with me. There is no one here who knows about you either, except, of course, my closest friend Evelyn. I fear that no one would understand this strange connection that I feel with you. It is as if we have met before or crossed paths at the train depot. Evelyn, of course, she understands. We are kindred spirits as I feel us becoming. Be safe, Thomas. It is not necessary that you try anything daring or heroic. I feel that you are a hero already. I am sitting in my father's drugstore on a cheery Sunday afternoon. I don't work at the factory on weekends and find it both exciting and fulfilling to work and sing here in the drugstore. Since the war began, Father has converted it into somewhat of a canteen, complete with a stage and all. Soldiers come from Camp Rockfish to spend their evenings among good Christian folk, as my father would say. I'm confident they really come for the food and entertainment. I suspect it makes them feel less homesick. Are you homesick, Thomas? I pray every day for your safe return, and I know that...
Afternoon, Helen. Oh, Evelyn, is it time to get busy already? Yes, it is. And who were you writing there, Helen? Oh, nobody. Just Private Hudson. You mean Thomas? What do you imagine he looks like? Do you think he's tall, dark, and handsome? Oh, Ev, who am I to imagine what he looks like? My letters just fill his time between meals and give him the sense that someone cares if he lives or dies. Well, I don't know about him, but I think they mean far more to you than that. But come now, we've got 400 people to take care of.